did you personally get into cigars?
My father, who didn't get me into smoking, however, always smoked cigars as long as I can remember, and always 2 a week, one on Saturday afternoon, one on Sunday afternoon. So when Aficionado published their first article, or their first magazine, I picked it up and bought him a subscription for his birthday. And of course I flipped through it before I gave it to him. Yeah. And I thought, man, this is there's a lot more to this than I thought. Of course, it was the middle of the boom. My buddies are starting to smoke cigars, so it was about that time frame that I picked it up.
Everybody's got their first cigar that they feel safe with.
That's a great way to put it.
Before they go exploring.
The first was the Ashton Maduro, and I don't know if you've smoked that cigar, but it's a very, very, very good Dominican blend Maduro with a slight sweetness to it. It's always high quality. I think Fuente makes it. Now, my next step is a surprise to some, but not to me, because I love pepper spice. I love jalapenos. I love all spicy foods. And my next step was still in the Dominican Republic, and it was the Fonseca Series F. Great cigar. It's got a real pepper spice to it. You must know it.
Oh yeah, I have a humidor with a bunch of them in it. I love that F.
This is our Xikar HC series. Red label is the Criollo blend. In fact, the cigar I'm smoking right now is somewhat reflective of that. It's a blend of Nicaraguan and Honduran tobaccos, and it's that Honduran that gives it that peppery spice. So it's no surprise that this is my favorite among our 3 blends.
We're smoking the HC. When did you think about getting into manufacturing cigars, having your own label, or having a manufacturer for you, but having your own label of cigars and coming out on the market with the HC?
We started doing events, and at an event in a cigar store, what does the consumer come to do? Smoke a cigar. So we would have a Xikar accessory event and give a good deal on an accessory, and very often a retailer would hand across a cigar. In fact, one time I sold a Havana Collection cutter, and the retailer handed him a cigar, and the consumer said, "No thanks," which felt negative to me, to say the least. Even if we don't sell cigars, we should at least give something that we know that we can be proud of and support, and can support the purchase of our products. So that's when we, at the very first, got interested in the notion that we might distribute a cigar as well. So we were able to go and find and work with blenders who produce what we consider to be treasures, and we to this day are still on that treasure hunt.
I really appreciate that from a smoker standpoint, of somebody that's not just producing any cigar or just to have another release of whatever, but you're actually, as you call them, treasures. You're looking for somebody's legacy that hasn't come out yet, or maybe was from years ago, and bring it back to the forefront.
We aren't bound by a field, and we're not bound by a factory. We're not even bound by convention. So, we are out there looking for things that may come from here, may come from there, or elsewhere, that is new, is interesting, is an exciting blend. And in fact, we have a couple very exciting blends coming out this summer. Right now, our current line is blended by Jesus Fuego, who is a very good cigar maker. In fact, one of renown as a blender. And even within Jesus's product, within his blends, we're not bound to one country. Some of ours are made in Honduras, others in Nicaragua. One of our blends, the Connecticut Shade, has tobaccos from 5 countries in it. So again, as I said, we're not bound. We're looking for treasures.
And how are they doing on the market? If you don't mind sharing that.
No, I don't mind saying they've done 2 things that have surprised me. The first and foremost is the distribution has been fantastic. It exceeded our expectation. And so the sales are good. But the second thing it did was it lifted the cigar itself, because we now had, it became the answer to the original question. We now had our own cigar. We went from doing a dozen events a year to well over 120 events a year, because the cigar lifted the visibility of the company in the eyes of the retailers, who formerly might have said to us, "Why would I do a Xikar event?" Now they're saying to us, either, "Can I have some cigars for my Xikar event, or can we do an HC series event?" And either way, the company and both brands are exhibited and sold.
Well, Kurt, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're a busy man. Running a business like this with your partners and everything, we really do appreciate you accommodating us when we come into town here to do this interview with you. You rolled out the red carpet, gave us your time. That is very much appreciated. So thank you, sir, very much.
Alan, I appreciate it immensely. It's a great pleasure.
We'll see you on Cigar Federation TV.